This video is powered by Planmod Distributors Inc. Planmod is the official Bandai distributor for all of Canada. Planmod provides a wide and diverse catalog of official branded products, including but not limited to Bandai, God Hand, Mr. Hobby, and more. Make sure your local Canadian hobby store is being provided with the best and latest products by ordering from Planmod.
Today, we're going to review the MAILES Kenbu Full Mechanic 148 scale, the first run. So it actually comes with a special clear runner set that's actually included within this box. Looking at the box, it's the size of a master grade kit. Typical Bandai, this is big. For a 148 scale comparison to all your master grades that's currently out there, this is pretty decent in size. Now, on the side of this, you see there's all the poses, here's some gimmicks, and also well, the bottom actually showing that it has the special exclusive runner in there, which is typically different. A lot of times the bottom of the box doesn't really have anything. Now, inside this, there's a total of 11 runners and 2 sticker sheets with a manual for the main build and also an extra sheet of paper to show what you want to use and what pieces you want to use with the clear runner and whatnot. So I did find that there aren't clear instructions for how to use the clear runners, as they leave it as an option to how you want to mix and match a lot of the parts. There is some that are crossed out, but for this particular build, I am going to use a hybrid where I go use part of it only instead of using all the clear parts. So you'll see later on here. But before we talk about the big reveal, let's talk a little bit of the background, the story of this. So the story is based on the anime Anime Warrior of the Borderline. Japan, after the 21st century, had an economic crisis and low population growth as the nation is being pushed to a verge of economic collapse. At this point, powerful countries and other allies stepped in, trying to provide Japan with economic, medical, and military aid. Being nice, right? Well, while this was all happening, many nations were deploying vast numbers of their people into the country of Japan until finally they couldn't take it anymore. Finally, armed conflict, war broke out. The battles then that took place in Japan then became boundary wars. These battles would happen using humanoid war machines called AMIMES, unmanned and running tactical AI systems that wage all these little, border wars all across Japan. Now, that sort of sucks because they're sort of caught in there. Japan at this point was divided and was under the rule of multiple foreign powers and nations. Getting to this specific kit, the AMIME is Japan's counter to their unmanned units against these so-called foreign powers. Super advanced AI and, have to have it including a very capable young adolescent pilot as well. Well, this is a quick snippet of the story, so if you're interested, yeah, please definitely check it and watch it. Going to this lovely build, this unit took me roughly about 6 hours to snap together, with very sanding required. Like, there's some lot of love of undergating on the main body of the entire build. There's 0 polycaps in the entire thing. I do recommend paying a bit more attention when you're clipping out the clear runners, just because there could be some stress marks in there. Just that's the way clear parts are. And also, when you do decide to put in this special clear runners, is that choose carefully. It's not easy to pry apart later without scratching it. The instructions did say to the clear pieces mainly for the arms and the legs. For the fun of this, because they gave me the whole entire runner, I actually decided to use pretty much anything I want. So there's going to be parts of the head I put in, and also in the back, and also around the waist area. Try and do something different, right? Everything felt snug and definitely 100% withstood a shake test. That was nice and solid. It feels good to actually do something simple, and it actually works. This model was designed to be so accurate to the anime. That was like the best thing I ever seen, because I did sort of breeze through the entire show. It has all different weapons and loadouts so far, and optional parts to sort of go through the entire genre of the anime from the very beginning to the very end. So you can completely strip it down to the bare bones, all the way to go through the process of adding more different armors and weaponry. Sort of like the Barbatos in like the Iron Blooded Orphan series, sort of. there's some extra little cool gimmicks, like in the back where the underskirt is, there's an actual extension arm that actually allows you to put the pilot into near the cockpit. Like seriously, not any time have I ever really seen a boarding system for, say, any model kit that's out there so far. Really, it's really neat. The shoulder and the arm can actually push really forward to make you actually pose those like running and also like holding the gun to the chest poses. The legs are quite different because they're now bending backwards, but I did actually understand now with that it actually creates more balance than before, because typically if you're bending forward you have to balance the weight, midway. So it's actually really neat actually how this one works actually, and they really thought properly about this. The smart accessories, I call it, they actually allows you to switch everything out with just the peg. You don't actually have to unscrew anything or have to use a different attachment, which is great because then I have actually less stress about trying to break and snap something out. There's 3 different sets of hands, your open, your closed fist, your rifle holding hand, that's all included. And I did like the idea that the arm actually is double jointed in a way so that you actually can bend it further back and angling it properly and without any restrictions. The weapons, my most favorite as always. This model comes with all the base gear that every mech pretty much has. I know there's range weapons and then there's melee. So let's start off. There's a 60mm autocannon. Yes, it's a cannon, technically they say. There's a magazine that detaches from it. There's actually quite a bit of detail on this with the rails and all, which is actually really, really sick. I wish they would continue with this with other kits as well. There's also no issues with you putting into the backpack attachment and then having it reach back or have the little extension arm to pull it to the front. Next, we got the super vibrating sword. It also attaches to the back just like the gun. It wasn't hard to snap together. It's pretty straightforward, just like any. I just wish it came with some color correction stickers maybe to show that it lights up, but you know what? I can paint. There's a different piece. This is the combat claw. It actually replaces the entire shoulder arm to the elbow sort of piece as an optional part, so it doesn't actually come clipping on and off. So once you replace it, it's great. You can have it easy enough to show off, and the blade actually comes out and in, nothing clicking, is easy to deploy and tuck away. The shield combo dagger that I saw that it's pretty cool is you just snap it onto the pre-existing arm. Here's my facts and findings at the end of this. Alright, the main entire kit, as I said before, is all undergated, but do you know what? None of the weapons are. Sadly, none of them have all these nub marks all over the weapons, all across the blade and on the gun. It's like, ugh. So I have to do some polish and probably have to putty a little bit just to tuck some of this stuff away. But you want, outside of that, the entire kit itself is well done. Thankfully for the scale of this guy, it's so big, it won't take anyone too long to actually paint and sand and clean up at all. And there's quite a number of little minor details that's inside too. Sadly, you are being covered with the armor, but you know what? It's okay. You can actually get away with it. Do some more details and paint. After that, you can open up those compartments. So there's actually a whole bunch of dynamic movements with these, like, well, the arms and the legs. It's completely different. It's a huge thing without the poly caps. It actually holds in place in so many ways better. And as I said before, bipedal. You can extend the legs to make them extremely, extremely tall, or you can have them basically kneel straight to the ground. Like, actually it works. And I never ever, like, any model kits I ever built in the past, how difficult was it to actually have it in a good kneeling pose, like an actual kneeling pose, without it like tipping over somehow by a breeze. Okay, maybe subtract the breeze on there. The level of detail and color separation is fantastic. It's because the show itself, it all had the basic color lines as it is. This guy proves the same point. Since that is really cut and true, this thing has 0 color correction stickers at all. you just snap it, build it, and there's a couple little sticker sheets just for little part warning label details and just a couple little metallic stickers. That's all there is really to it. Hey everyone, the MAILeS Kenbu. So this is literally just a quick show of exactly how cool and simple it is to actually disassemble and move and actually pose. You can actually like bend it and it actually holds pretty steadily actually. And there's no real issues. It's more like a, once you finish building it, it's more like a toy than a model kit, because I find that all the joints, they're oversized. Like I could pop this out and just like a mega size. And it just makes it a lot easier for you to assemble and disassemble and also move all the attachments on there. So there's quite a few extra gimmicks into it that you never really think about having, and they made it exactly more posable than what you would expect. So for example, like the actual arm joint itself, they actually made it where if you actually pull forward, you can actually like maneuver it quite a lot easier than what you will normally do. So giving it the spacing, you can actually now have it like sort of do a gorilla pose, for say. Same idea, the arms itself articulate quite a bit more, like especially the backpack, so it's actually a lot neater than what I would say for the Barbatos. So it gives you a bit more flexibility to actually move it across. It makes it hold that pose where it can actually reach for the sword or some sort. Or same thing with the rifle on the other end. And easy to pick off. Nothing on it seems loose. Nothing actually does. If it's anything, I'm just more surprised that the engineering for such a large kit itself was so actually balanced. Like I can actually make this stand extremely tall if I move the legs all the way forward, so it looks not as awkward. Or I can have him like go like sort of like a dino and just move the legs all the way back. So, so give you a cool thumbs up on that one. So something that was very surprising onto it was actually the level and degree of detailing actually they put into the actual physical kit. Like if I get into really close here, get a focus here, you can see there's actually some notches already all over inside the interior of the body already. So if you actually like panel line or even do like any extra detailing, you can. And they made it, you can easily pop off the armor, so it's not like a struggle. So you can actually get more of the interior details. And optionally, like all the clear pieces that I actually seen on here, like other than some parts of the inner leg, they're a little trickier to pull off. You can actually pull these off relatively like easily enough once you like disassemble a few more pieces, but other than that. So a different style they actually managed to put down is their hands. The hands itself, they keep the thumb basically the same the entire time, but the easy way to interchange them, you can actually just take off the outside of the hand. And once you have that, you can interchange it with the other hands a lot easier. And there's quite a bit of level of details that actually put into it. So let's see if I can get close enough. There it is. So a lot of details for actually the scale for the kit itself. And they actually made it a lot easier for a person to actually pop on and off. So it's not a big struggle. As far as the arms go, there's quite a bit of extra pieces they can actually take on and off, but they made it very simple. Like if I take off the dual claw here, I'll just pop off the arm, take this off, put back the original. All it is just a nice little push, and ta-da! you got back to regular arms again. So it's not like impossible for you to actually disassemble, reassemble, recombine it anyway. And it doesn't look like I've done this probably like 60 times since I was making this entire video, and nothing seems to come out of place or go be falling apart anytime soon. So still good. My final conclusion. All right, this was a fun kit to build. Something different. It's refreshing. I felt that the build shows like so much opportunity and new designs and upcoming models that like they're evolving into. This is definitely for any level of builder, and you can have a lot of fun with this, especially with all these extra posing, and they give you quite a bit of different accessories to play around with. Like the average pricing of this guy is 4,320 yen, so average is about $65 US, give or take. Honestly, with this price, why not pick it up? It is close to the scale of a Massacre, and plus all the extra action parts and possibilities. So have some fun with it. I know I am. Hey everyone, thank you for watching our video. Don't forget, if you do enjoy this video, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe, and by all means leave us a comment. I'll be checking those out, and I'll be reading them. Thank you. See ya.